Hello everyone, this is Ginger with Gingerberry Creek, and today's tutorial is about jointed arms using upholstery thread. So I have my little doll here and I want to attach his arms, but I want to be able to move the arms but have them still stay in place and be secured. So for this you're going to need I'm using black upholstery thread. It is extra strong, so you're going to need that. Obviously, you're going to need a pair of scissors, and then you're going to need a long doll needle. They come in sets, but what you'll need to do is pick one that is going to make it through all of this, the two arms and the body. So I have chosen this one. It's not too big to work with, but as you can see, it's going to go through both arms and the body. So you'll go ahead and now one thing that I do with my upholstery thread, and I find that it makes it a lot easier. So it comes like this, but as you pull it off, you can see it stays all kind of curled up. See how it stays curled up? So what I do to make this process easier is I pull off what I need, which for this particular doll, I pulled off about 55 inches of upholstery thread and then put it on my needle here. But before I did that, I ran the upholstery thread under a warm iron so that it would straighten it out and not kind of twist and twirl in my hands while I'm trying to do this attachment. So I find that it's easier if you go ahead and take that extra step and straighten the upholstery thread before you get started. So let me move some stuff out of my way. So we've got, go ahead and thread your long doll needle. I have mine threaded here. And then I put a double knot. He's caught up on my doll here. I put a double knot to start with. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to trim this knot down. Well, I'm going to trim, but not next to the, I'm going to leave about 1/4 inch so that it doesn't, the knot doesn't come undone. So I'm going to go ahead and trim. Set that off to the side. And now we have already auditioned our arms on where we want them. And so I'm going to end up taking one of the arms off. So go ahead and just remove it. And then I'm going to take my already threaded needle here and I'm going to go in just above the sewn seam that we have and then straight through. Now on this one there are some pipe cleaners in there for us to bend and pose it, but you see there we have that. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to put it back in the space here where we want to put it, and you could pin it back and make sure if you want. I'm going to just kind of lift this up a little bit, make sure I have it in the right place before I start. And you know, just to make it easier on you, you might want to go ahead and pin further down just to hold it in place. That way it's where you want it to be. So we've started the thread on the inside of the arm where the sewn slit was, and now what we want to do is we want to go through, back through the arm. So we're going to move over slightly, just a little bit, move over, push into, through the arm and into the body, and you can see right there. I'll pull it apart. See right there, we have it into the body. Now I'm going to push over, but my arm fell off, so let me put it back on in place so that we get it where it's supposed to be. All right, so we have him back in place. But what I'm going to do is move this pin down as not to catch it. So now we're going to push through the body, and we want to come out kind of the same area we went into the other arm if we can. And you're going to have to watch out for your pipe cleaner that's in there. You're going to have to work with it. Bend the needle if you have to get it to where you need it. There we go. So there I am. I'm coming out on this arm now. Now we want to just pull this tight. All right, so now we have, but I'm not going to take those pins off yet until I come back through. So we still have them pinned in place. We have this one now pulled down tight to the body. And now we're going to go back in on this arm. We're going to move over slightly. You can go up or to the side, however you want to do. Go back in through the arm and through the body, and then through the other arm. So here we go. The needle is going to kind of bend. That's what they do. And I'm coming out about where my other thread is that I had started with. And now we're going to pull this until we get it tight against the body. So now I think I'm where I can take my pins out because we got them both attached and we can pull them tight. Now we don't just stop there. What we have to do is we have to go back through 3 or 4 more times, back and forth through the body and through the arms. So pull it nice and tight and then go back in and go through the body, through to the other arm. And try to get as close to where you put your other stitch as much as possible. You can always, if you don't like the way it looks, you can always sew on a button on there afterwards. Let's see, there's his arms are starting to be attached. To cover up that area, you could add a button. I would not add it while you're doing this part. I would add it after the fact, so that if the button should get caught on something and pop off, it would just pop off and it wouldn't affect how the arms are attached. So here we go again. So we've gone through from this arm to here. We went back through over here. Now we've come back. So technically this is kind of the second time. So I'm going to go back in and back out this arm over here. There we go. And each time I do this, I'm pulling those threads nice and tight so that there's no slack in it. All right, so we've gone through twice now. So now I'm going to go again. And like I said, just try to get as close to where you put those previous threads. That way they stay kind of together as best as possible. But you can always, fix that later if you don't like how it's attached. So now so we've done that one. This is going to be the third pass. sometimes I get caught on that pipe cleaner that's in there. There we go. We're gonna pull. All right, let's go through one more time to make sure he's nice and secure. So insert back in. Go back over. There we go. All right. Pull nice and tight. So there you can see his arms are now attached, and they're nice and sturdy. So now I'm gonna just go back through. This is our final pass through. So we've done back and forth 4 times, and this time we're gonna come out underneath the arm here. Kind of where that other knot is. All right, so you can see there it is there, and there it's attached there. So now we're just gonna, I'm gonna clip these threads so I can then use a smaller needle to sew this in place to knot it. So all I'm gonna do is run this back on a smaller needle. I've got my sewn slit right there and where it came out in the fabric. So I'm going to catch some of the fabric here. We're going to go back in to this fabric right here. So I'm catching some of that and pulling through. And then I'm going to bring these loops, I'm going to push this into this thread through those 2 loops and make a knot. And then I'm going to do it one more time just to make sure that that's nice and secured under that arm there. So we're going to do it again. Right there. All right, oops. I pulled it too tight before making the knot. Well, if you do that, don't worry about it. Just if you accidentally do that, don't worry. I'm just going to make one more knot, and then we're going to clip those down and hide that thread tail. Alright, so this time I won't pull all the way through. I'll pull that out. I'll put these threads through the loop. And I'll pull that tight. And now I'm just going to hide those thread tails here and clip them like we do with the rest of the pattern, just to make it easy. I'm just going to go in here next to where the knot is and come out off to the side. There we go. And then you pull it tight and you clip it, and then they snap back up underneath. So now his arms are on and they can move, and he's posable, so you can, that's how you will do jointed arms using upholstery thread. thank you so much for watching, and hit the like button and subscribe. All right, thanks. Have a great day. Bye.